Hello folks, Namaste. My name is Awashisojha and welcome to my channel which is all about travel views and reviews. And today I am reviewing this beautiful EV that has recently launched in Nepal market, LEAPMOTOR B03X. The recent launch of this EV, there was one thing which was really exciting for everybody, and that was about the pricing. They priced this EV really competitive. And why do you think and how do you think they were able to do that? See, most of the cars from LEAPMOTOR, be it B10, C10, these are all EVs. When you look at it, they come with independent suspension setup. And also they've got their driving motor at the back. This EV is a little different. This EV is a front wheel drive EV and it does not have a independent suspension setup at the back. They've used McPherson stock. And what they haven't compromised on is the luxury, the materials that they've used, the comfort, the premiumness. They've not compromised on that. See, I would not call the front wheel drive car or not using independent suspension setup a compromise. No, it's not a compromise because most of the vehicle, they're using the same setup as B03X uses. People, before doing this drive, there are a few things I want to talk about. Like this car offers few best-in-class features, best-in-segment features, and that is the motor that it uses. This EV has got 145 kilowatt powerful motor, and this is best in segment. We can achieve 0 to 100 in 8.6 seconds. But do we require that? No, we don't require that. But yes, you can do that with this EV. This EV has got a big high voltage battery, LFP battery. This has got 53 kilowatt hour LFP battery, and this is another best in segment feature this EV is offering. See, the driving range it offers is 505 CLTC, but in the real driving condition, we have to consider WLTP. And the WLTP driving range of this EV is 382 kilometers. And that 382 kilometers is for European market. For Asian market, this EV has got 408 kilometers of WLTP driving range. Now you'll have a question, why is WLTP range different for European market and for Asian market? And that is because of weather. That's because of the climate. See, it's a cold place, and obviously in the cold place, range drops. Not drastically, but by some kilometers, it drops. And if you look at the WLTP driving range of other cars from LEAPMOTOR, in that case also, they have got WLTP range for European market and WLTP range for Asian market also. Continuing my talk about few of the highlights of this EV, you get 190 mm of ground clearance with 145 kilowatt motor it has. It delivers 200 Nm of torque, 160 kilometers per hour is the top speed this EV can achieve. And there is one more important thing that I want to talk about. This EV has got 133 kilowatt DC acceptance. That means you can juice up this EV very easily and very quickly, provided you should have that infrastructure in the country. And AC acceptance is 11 kilowatt. If you have that infrastructure at your house for your AC charger, 11 kilowatt is a good speed for juicing up your EV. Now this is some little highlight of LEAPMOTOR B03X that I wanted to discuss with you all before starting this range test. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this car around the city and then check on the range, actual range it delivers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to consume 10% battery and see the kind of range it delivers. Let's do it. And people, when I was talking about few best in segment feature of this EV before starting my drive, I also wanted to tell about the spare tire that this EV provides. Most of the EVs in this segment, you don't get the spare tire. Here, they're giving it to you. That's a big thumbs up. Now I'm all ready to do the range test of this LEAPMOTOR B03X. There are a few features that I want to understand before starting this range test. About the trip A, I need to reset it. Okay, current trip, it's all 0 since last charge. I don't have to bother about it. I need to check on trip A. And how about ADAS feature? I need to put that off. I love to drive in comfort eco mode. That should be comfort. A regenerative braking medium. We have to adjust our rear view mirror from the screen. Maybe you can assign few keys here for that. I haven't tried that. Maximum speed limit 118 km, one pedal mode, creep mode, auto hold. Okay, ADAS feature. Automatic emergency braking. Put it off. Front cross traffic alert, let that be there. Lane departure warning, let that be there. And apart from that, anything else? System. This car has got a drowsiness monitoring system. This screen, it monitors you all the time and it instructs you. I've got 40% battery with me. Let me see, check on that also. 40% battery. 153 kilometers of driving range. 40% battery. This is coming down to 39. I know that because I've been playing with it for quite some time now. 26 degrees Celsius. Let's start this range test. Odometer reading is 77 kilometers. Safety is important. Put on the seat belts and wireless charging. Is it working? It's wireless charging with most of the EVs. It's tough. I'll tell you, it's tough. The front seat power adjustment feature is there. Use it. And you also get telescopic and tilt function. Let me adjust it as per my requirement. Battery percentage 40%. This will anytime come to 39. I know that because I was playing with it a lot. Boy, I jumped into a pothole. Intentionally I did that to find out about the comfort it provides. And there's one thing that you all should know. Leapmotor is from Stellantis Group and they're famous for a few things, providing you premium features and the comfort, everything is there. Their suspension setup, with the vehicle from Stellantis Group, I love it. You can experience it in Citroen cars or cars from Peugeot, Jeep. They're expert when it comes to providing a good suspension setup. And it's the same with this EV also. I'm trying out brakes, I'm trying out suspension setup while I'm driving this EV around the city. I just stopped to check on few things. Driving standard, steering mode comfort. I'm changing it to standard because comfort mode, the steering is feeling really light. I want the steering to feel a little hard, not that light. Okay, this one has to be in medium. Why did it go to strong? Did it change? Front collision warning. You afai on hudo rahecha. This vehicle is not going to remember your preference. Careful with that, guy. This is something that I don't like. And wireless charging, it has started. And like I had mentioned sometimes back, I have come down to 39%. See, because I was playing with this for a very long period of time. I just did 2.1 kilometers. 14 under consider garuna aile. Let's continue our range test. Driving this car around Kathmandu, Gully, हाम्रो regular driving condition मा कस्तो कस्तो ठाउँमा हामी drive गर्छौं त्यो ठाउँमा I'm trying it out. Of course, we have to include this traffic jam in our range test. And while I'm stuck in this traffic jam, there is one thing I want to update. This system, it doesn't remember your preference. Every time you put it off and put it on, the system goes to default mode. But there is a catch here. And not only with this EV from Leapmotor, with other EVs also, there's a single button. You don't have to do a lot of things. You can set it with a single button. You can put off all the features that you don't want. ADAS feature. And that's a relief for me. And another thing, because it's a European spec, I've said that already. See guys, many of you are confusing this EV with A10. A10 is for China market. They have imported the vehicle according to the specification requirement for European market. That's the reason this seats, and handle, they are heated, but they're not ventilated. And they've not compromised on so many things that they have compromised in A10 model that they sell in China. And people, about one feature I'm really happy, because the cabin is cooling down so fast. You do not have a sunroof, moonroof, glass roof, nothing. I like it that way. Watch out for the vehicles around.
Sorry, I didn't catch you. Please say it again. Sorry, I didn't understand.
It's okay, B03X. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my audience. This vehicle, it accepts voice command. I'm at 38 now and I've done 6.7 kilometers. I hope you can see that. There's a lot of light coming inside the cabin. So people, do you think I'll achieve the range that this company is promising? I'm at 38. I've done 8.9 kilometers already. I don't know if I should say that I started this range test from 39.5 or 40. Anyways, let's consider it as 40 itself for now. And let's continue our range test. I'm including every kind of traffic situation. A lot of traffic. What's the time? It's 11:20 now. Sunny Tuesday morning. Till now, it's a moderate kind of traffic situation that I have. It's not a free drive. Every now and then, I have to, hit on the brakes. Can you see that? Some horrible traffic on the front. Ring road bhanera ke garnu. That's our situation. We can do nothing about it, right? I'm at 37 and I've done 13 kilometers. 3% is battery, 13 kilometers. You're already getting the idea about the range this car is about to deliver, right? These days, the cars, they're delivering the kind of range they're promising. Good thing. And people, there is one more thing that I've noticed I was thinking, cars from LEAPMOTOR, be it C10, B10 or even T03, when we are driving under 30 kilometers per hour, there was one kind of noise that you could hear. And past 30 kilometers per hour, that noise used to go. As a noise, I haven't heard it. Left hand side, I'll be careful and I'll drop down the speed under 30 kilometers. I'm at 28, 27, 26. Your noise, you know why I'm smiling? I like that. I don't want to listen to that noise. I know with the music system on, that noise is not going to bother, but this is nice. When you drive it, you understand a lot of things, and I'm trying to do that. And while I'm experiencing it, I'm sharing it with you all also. Because later I may forget, right? Again, traffic. Okay, we need to update also. I've done 15.6 kilometers, 36% is battery. 10.7 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer is the consumption, which is nice for the LFP battery. Usually with other few cars, consumption, average consumption kilowatt hour, it goes high. Here it's 10.8. Nice sound quality. I'll get copyright, I know that. But while I was stuck in traffic jam, I thought I should experience this music also. Amazing sound quality, man. I don't usually do that. Testing on speakers, I don't do that. But here, babal quality racer. So beautiful people, there is one thing you should take a note of. I have consumed 5% as battery. I'm at 35% now and I've done 22.5 kilometers. With 5%, 22.5 kilometers. Take a note of that. By the way, people, this is the visual that you're getting when your indicator is on. It's a detailed view that you're gonna get. Now it's time for me to drive inside the city. Our city traffic pani experience garo. People have consumed 7% as battery already and I'm at 27 kilometers. And 127 kilometers of driving range I still have with 33% as battery. 3 more percentage I have to drive to understand the range of this EV. This area looks really scary. This one will go, I know that. This one should go. It's a tall SUV, but yeah, what is the answer? Yep. Door lagni. People, you know what? I'm taking this vehicle to few rough section and suspension setup feels good, and 190 mm of ground clearance. Wow. Oh wow. Not an issue. This vehicle, it has got 190 mm of ground clearance. In the beginning, I've mentioned that. And also cars from Stellantis Group, LEAPMOTOR, they're great when it comes to suspension setup. Nice. What I've seen is most of the EVs, there are only few EVs in which you get bothered with the suspension setup. Otherwise, with most of the EVs, suspension setup is good. And here, it's best. I remember, talking about Citroen's suspension setup a long time ago. I had a great time. I took that car on a highway. I had a great time. And with this car also, B03X, wow, quite an experience driving it in a rough section. Average around this area, Budelkonta Nagar Palika, end of Kappan. And this area, you're gonna soon see one of the biggest service center from LEAPMOTOR. At least in terms of area, it will be one of the biggest. Hey people, check this out. I've done 40 kilometers already, 40.1 kilometers with 10% as battery. I'm at 30%. I started at 40. I did not start at 40, but let's consider it that as 40. 11.1 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer is my consumption. 40.1 kilometers with 10% as battery. So beautiful people, what is your feedback about the driving range that I just got? You can read it here. 505 CLTC driving range. 382 is WLTP, and that's for European market. But for our market, it's around 405, and I have achieved that almost, right? Driving this EV around the city. I'm quite happy with the driving range that I got. Now what we'll do is we'll talk about this LEAPMOTOR B03X, about its design. So do you think this EV is a boxy EV, or are you liking the shape and size of this EV on the first look? Well, that might not happen to everybody, because what is this design? This design is something which you have to grow with. At first sight, maybe you'll think, okay, what is this design about? This SUV, it has got characteristics of European SUV. but I'll tell you one thing, it's not that boxy. Hey, there is one more thing I want to clarify. You know, in the comment section, there was somebody who said, if you're testing the car from 100 to 90 or 90 to 80, you'll get a better range. But if you're testing it from after 50%, you're not gonna get a good range. And today's range test was reply to those people. See, I started my range test at 40% and I drove it till 30%. I hope I've answered to your query, right? Okay, let's continue with the design and other details. This design, what I feel is the design language that Leapmotor is following, it doesn't fade away with the time. It remains with you. What I've seen is with few funky looking cars and all, after a certain time, you stop liking it. But this design, it might take some time for you to like it, but once you like it, it'll remain there for a longer period of time. And this kind of design language, what I feel is, it stays for a longer period of time. With this 3-4 hours time itself, I've started liking the design of this EV. Okay, from the front, the light setup that you see here, it's signature Leapmotor LED light setup that you have got here. Elegant looking. You do not get a fog lamp in this EV. There is a air curtain passing vent here for maintaining that drag, for making it aerodynamic. On the front, what I see is, I see sensors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 sensors on the front. We have a camera. I think it's the first time what I'm seeing is Leapmotor's branding that they've done here. The script. Why did you do that, Leapmotor? It's not looking bad, but why did you do that? Was it necessary? Anyways, the plastics that they've used, it's easy to clean and it is easy to maintain. We've got a vent here for cooling down the system. And do we have a frunk in this EV? No. There is no frunk, there is no insulation pad. I think we have a provision of adding it aftermarket edition, we can do that. But for now, we do not have frunk in this EV. They've used boneless wipers. This is Leapmotor B10 from the side. And if you're comparing it with its close competitors, size-wise, it's smaller by some from all the sides, length, width, and height. But value-wise and purpose-wise, I think it fits everywhere. Now, if you look at the wheel arches there, plastic that they've used, it connects here, bottom cladding, and it goes until the back after covering the back wheel arches. The plastics that they've used, again, I'm saying it's not glossy, it's easy to maintain, and it's also easy to replace if anything happens, and that makes a lot of sense. You've got 190 of ground clearance, quite a ground clearance for the kind of roads that we have, and I did test it today. It's a front wheel drive car. And there is one more thing, you know, this plastic here, what I think is, it's giving us a SUV vibe. If this was not there, it would look like any other hatchback. With this cladding, arches work and everything, it's giving us that SUV feel. Other thing, you've got a multicolor option here. The body color is different, ORVM color is different. And the flush setup is there, but it's not the pop-out door handle. We've got traditional kind of setup itself, but you have a request sensor here. You all know, right? I love this request sensor thing. Yes, and you also have got a camera in the mirror. This is for 360 degree. Let's call it a 360 degree because nowadays the cars, you know, they come with 540 degree or more. Let's call it 360 degree itself. And here, you've got a charging port on the front and AC and DC charging acceptance. I've talked about that already. It's massive. This car accepts 11 kilowatt AC and 133 kilowatt DC charging. We need to have that infrastructure, but then, oh yes, that's a great relief, you know, whenever you're doing a long drives. Talking about the wheels, we've got very elegant and beautiful looking alloy wheel. The profile is not that tall. It's 18 inches. Windows here, it's not very dark, privacy glass, but I think some percentage it's dark and it's company fitted, and I'm sure it's not gonna be of a big problem for our traffic condition in Nepal, right? Let's hope so. We've got roof rail also, and no sunroof, glass roof, moonroof, nothing is there. Oh, good. Okay, people, let's talk about this EV from the back. We have 6 sensors here, 6 on the front and 6 at the back. Leapmotor script, loud and proud. We've got rear wipers, defogger, and a beautiful and decent, elegant looking spoiler with top mount light. Not that flashy, right? Leapmotor follows a decent, simple language. We've got LED tail lamp, signature LED tail lamp, the kind of tail lamp that we see in all Leapmotor cars. A lot of plastic they've used, again, not a glossy plastic, easy to maintain and easy to repair also if anything happens. See if we have got a power tailgate. No, you have to do it manually. You've got massive boot space here. You've got speaker, sound quality is amazing. You've got one speaker here, 12 volt outlet, you can find one here. You've got hook, LED light for making your life easy during the night. And under this tray, you get a stepney, you have got a spare tire. You don't get this with most of the EVs. And this is competitive advantage for LEAPMOTOR B03X. The size is different. It's not the regular size that we are gonna get. It's a different size, but oh yes, it does the job very well. We need a stepney and you get that, right? And if you need additional space, you have got 40-60 split function. You can make it a flat bed also. You can use it for additional space or you can use it for camping also. I loved that feature, man. Lot of space that you're gonna get inside. Nice material that they've used. Traditional grab, such a lovely thing. Keys to control the windows, simple ones. A cubby here, a big one. It can store a large size bottle. And what is this material that they've used and what is this two lines here with the design? I saw the same thing at the back row also. Whatever it is adding to the design and this looks good. Drowsiness monitoring system here. This thing is monitoring us all the time. What quality material that they've used. It's not plastic. Or is it plastic? Whatever it is, it's really soft. Likes, wants, preferences, it differs from person to person. Some people like lots of feature. Some people like premiumness. Some people like practical feature. I'm the kind of person who like practical feature and a little bit of premiumness. Because it's a European spec, you've got heated steering and front two seats also. Heated function is there. But there is no ventilation function. I've talked about this feature already, tilt and telescopic function. You've got steering mounted controls and less physical buttons in this EV. And few of the functions you can assign it to the steering mounted controls also if you want. This thing is not auto dimming. It would have been great if they provided auto dimming mirrors. And the color option that they've used for interior, it's half black and half white. Light color option that they've used. Might be a little difficult to maintain, but hey, it's an EV. Use the AC, close the windows and it becomes easy, right? So that way it's great. This screen here, decent size, not a big tablet, and check out the animation that it's playing. It's buttery smooth to use it, and features and benefits, I've explained it in the beginning also what all it has and what it doesn't. It's not a very large tablet that we get. I don't like big tablets. This is a decent screen. The AC vents and all is not that funky. You've got two cup holders, wireless charging pad, and we have a lot of space under your armrest, and you get two power outlet also here, type C. This cockpit for me, it feels like intelligent cockpit. Maybe because we've got less buttons. Many of you like it, right? When you don't have physical buttons. Good thing is, best thing is, you can assign few functions here, you know, to your steering mounted controls. That way your life becomes easy. Size of the screen here, it's 14.65 inch, 2.5K HD screen, buttery smooth screen that we have in this EV. And this instrument cluster, again, there is a lot of things happening inside. This one is 8.8 inch instrument cluster. It has all the information we need. It does the job. And that's exactly what we want as a owner or as a person using this car, this EV. Before talking about the additional space and everything else, there's one unique feature in this EV, you know. You can lift this rear seat cushion. You can lift it to create additional space if you require. There's a lot of space you can create here if you want. Isn't it a good deal? And you've got a USB type A and type C power outlet here. You've got a small cubby. Rear AC vent, I cannot see it. I cannot find a rear AC vent in this EV. You don't have it. So much of space. See, I have positioned the seat as per my driving height, my driving position. My height, for your reference, is 168 centimeters. And what is this? So much of space. So much of leg room. Under thigh support is gonna be okay for normal Nepali height. If you're a taller person, anywhere above 6 feet, then it might be a little bit of trouble. But otherwise, for normal Nepali height, it's a good place to be at. And if you've got a small kids, ISOFIX 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different spots here. 3 headrests for all 3 passengers. Do we have a central armrest? No, you do not get a central armrest in this EV. No map pocket here. No map pocket here. On the door, you've got a very big cubby for having your water bottle, and it can accommodate a big water bottle also. So beautiful people and EV lovers, I think I've talked about a lot of things, right? About LEAPMOTOR B03X. There are a few things I want to repeat. Best in segment, best in class feature that you're gonna get. This EV has got a powerful motor. It's 145 kilowatt motor, delivers 200 Nm of torque, and 200 Nm of torque for this size EV is nice. The battery that this EV has, it's 53 kilowatt hour LFP battery. The boot space that we have, it's 510 liters. It's again best in segment. You can further fold the second row, and I have a larger space if you require. 190 ground clearance, that also I don't want to miss talking about. And the best thing, spare tire that we are gonna get with this EV. And about LEAPMOTOR, see, it's a startup company under Stellantis Group. Actually, it is China's #1 startup NEV, new energy vehicle. They've already sold 1.6 million cars globally, and their presence, it's getting better every day. For now, they are present in around 40 or 40 plus countries. And if you talk about LEAPMOTOR's position in Nepal, we already have around 600 cars from LEAPMOTOR that's running in our road. Every day the acceptance is getting better. They launched this vehicle at 46.99 lakhs. But for now, this festive season, auto shows, different thing, they're offering it at 44.99 lakhs. And people at the end, things that I liked about this car and things I did not like. I did not like this manual mirror. I did not like the fact that we have less physical buttons here in this EV. I did not like the fact that we do not get ventilated seats here. These are some practical features which I'm used to already. See, these might not be a deal breaker for everybody because I've been using these features. So maybe that might be a concern for me. And what is it that I liked? I liked the motor size and power of this EV. I liked the range delivery of this EV. Wow, man, that was amazing. I liked the practicality that this EV offers. I liked the shape and size of this EV. See, it took some time for me to grow with this design, but once I grew, it was fun. I like the fact that it does not have a sunroof. Oh man, I don't like that. But whenever I'm saying I don't like the sunroof, in future if I am changing an EV, if I'm getting a new car, I think I'll have to buy an EV with this thing, because most of the EVs, nowadays it comes with that, and maybe I'll have to compromise with that. And yeah, I like the big space in that this EV provides. I like the materials that they've used here. Check it out yourself. You're gonna fall in love with this EV, when you actually feel this EV. I like the fact that you can make it a flat bed at the back. See, I do long drives and I've got plans also in the coming days. So this kind of flat bed that we are creating in the EV, I love that. I love it very much. Apart from that, there is one thing I did not talk about. You get glow box also in this EV. It's not a very big as a feature, but I've heard people asking me, there's no glow box, man, in this EV. I don't know, does it make that big difference? But we have in this EV. Apart from that, I think that's it. That's it, right, people? I've covered it all, I think. So thank you so much, people, for watching this video. If I have missed talking about something, please comment down below. I'll get the information and share it with you all. For now, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay happy, bye-bye, and ciao.